Greetings, friends. We're so happy to welcome you to the next step of our journey to conscious breathing and conscious living.
In our last meeting, we have covered a few important things that we will need to keep in mind for today's practice. Namely, we went over the main sitting postures, where in any sitting postures in Kundalini Yoga or in yoga in general, we want to create this royal presence when we sit to practice. Another important concept that we have introduced is the Jalandhar Bandh, which is the neck lock that correspond at a lengthening of the back of the neck to undo this forward curve in the neck that is there for some reason that you all know. And lastly, we have learned the first pranayam tool, which is the Sitali breath, which is a cooling breath that helps to remove anger and thirst, but also will just rebalance our digestive system in general. So it is one of the pranayams that use the mouth in a very specific way, but it is important to note that in general, the breath or the breathing is done through the nose. And if it needs to be done through the mouth, we will give very clear instructions about how to do it. So we can keep those concepts in mind while we are jumping into the next chapter.
So in this chapter, we will discuss the efficiency of our breath. Like any process of energy exchange, breathing has its degrees of efficiency. So one historical example of capacity of human breath and human respiratory system is the ancient pearl divers. Before the invention of diving equipment, there were special people whose job was to dive, submerge underwater and collect the pearls from the oysters. And they were able to hold their breath for more than 10 minutes, all while being underwater and performing all these meticulous tasks. This, of course, took years of preparation and training. It actually became a lifestyle for those people. So, nowadays, modern people don't take time to notice the quality of their breath until it's too late, and the effects of poor breathing has already taken that manifestation. And there are so many negative manifestations due to the poor breathing, and unfortunately in our culture, in the modern culture, they are taken as something normal, as the way of life. They are accepted. So for example, headaches, mental fog, agitation, skin problems, eating disorders like obesity, fatigue, and reduced sleep quality are just few examples of the results of poor breathing. And in our culture, we choose to medicate these symptoms. If we are having trouble sleeping, we'll have a sleep pill. If we are overweight, they will do liposuctions or liposuction, it's called? Yeah. Or some other drastic measures, instead of addressing the root cause and saving a lot of trouble for everyone.
And today we will fix as much as possible this breach in our education. So the breath is a fundamental tool in the practice of Kundalini Yoga, and if we were to learn just one thing in practicing this Kundalini Yoga, is to learn how to breathe properly. So with the practice of techniques of breathing, such as breath awareness that we will explore today, we can begin to recognize that the breath is both a gross physical process in which all the gases are exchanged, and as well it is the process of the movement of the subtle life force of the body that we call prana.
So to understand this jump from gross physical, which is very easy, it's our body, to energetic or subtle, we can use this little example. So to move our physical body, we use our will. We want to move our hand, and the hand moves. So we will use our will to push our body. As we push our body in certain directions, it becomes more free, stronger, and flexible, what we want. Our energetic bodies also need this sort of stretching. So to animate, to push our energetic bodies into motion, we will use our breath. So how does this transformation happen? As we inhale the air, roughly speaking, our lungs break down all the gases and transform it into energy, which becomes our energetic body, hence the name energetic body. Our work is to direct this energy wherever we need it with the help of movement, visualization, mudra, or even mantra. We will examine our breath habits, and we'll think in broader terms than simply respiration. We will explore how the breath and its movement are connected to the movement of all emotions and all our thoughts. Last lesson, for example, with Sitali Pranayam, we already have established some sort of connection between breathing through the mouth and anger.
And again, we are sitting during the practice, so don't hesitate while we are discussing right now to find your very comfortable sitting posture. It could be rock pose or any cross-leg position, and adjust yourself. If you need cushions or if you need to change the posture on the way while we are speaking, please be comfortable during the practice. So, now we're going to talk about what is the simple natural breathing. This is a process of breathing, so inhaling and exhaling, where the navel will move. It moves out when we inhale, and it moves in and up when we exhale. And we use the inhale then to make ourselves wider. And we use the exhales to make ourselves longer. So each inhale we are widening, and each exhale we are elongating. Thus we are creating the space in our spine so that all the energy can go freely and traverse or go through all the energetical channels and really feed our different dimensions. Now, for the purpose of today's practice, we will visualize our lungs in 3 parts. The first part is the lower part, or the abdomen region, below the ribcage, just at the level of the diaphragm. The second part is the chest part that contains the ribcage. And the third part is the upper part, which is related to this clavicular area. So, in the lower parts of our lungs, we have very specific tissues that take from the breath all the nutrients. So, this is the part that will exchange the most nutrients and oxygen in our lungs. So, we will right now, just for a few deep breaths, we will take the time to just close the eyes and keep our spine straight and observe our natural breath. So when we inhale, we widen, and when we exhale, we elongate. Let's close the eyes for just a few deep breaths. If you need, you can have your hand on your plexus, just at the lower ribs, and feel the expansion for each inhale, and feel the contraction or release on each exhale. So each inhale, the diaphragm, the main muscle of your breath, is moving downward, and on each exhale it contracts up and in. One last breath in, and exhale, rest. So the normal simple breathing that we use all day every day should use this lower part of the lungs. But sadly, with past traumas and painful experiences, it leads many people to not even use this part of the lungs to do and they will do actually mostly just upper chest breathing. Additionally, many people learned to breathe backwards, which means that for inhaling they will pull the belly in and suppressing actually the space for the breath rather than expanding. When we want to bring as much air as possible, we will have this tendency of expanding. Some factors that inhibit this proper breathing in today's culture is the lack of relaxation, of course, stress and traumas, which will create these chronic tensions that cannot return to a relaxed state, the poor breath education, and anxiety, which will create weak nerves. So the poor breathing habits will in turn also cause stress, and as well it is caused by stress, and so we enter in this vicious cycle which leads to this faster and more shallow breath. So we will address that today, and we will aim to create this new proper breathing habit that are most effective for developing higher consciousness and for increasing health, vitality, and more understanding in our lives. But before we continue, we're gonna just review one last component that is important for our practice today, which is an anatomy point. So we talk very consistently about proper posture, and we have emphasis a lot about the sitting up straight and keeping the back of the neck in a proper position. This is certainly super important. But they are not the only parts of the body that are important to keep in a very proper positioning. So we have a muscle in our mouth, the tongue, that also needs a proper positioning to allow the proper breathing. So our tongue, the muscle, is incredibly strong and is connected to many other muscles in areas outside of our mouth, including many parts of the face, the neck and throat. And this means that what we do with the tongue, including how we rest it, can affect the entire body and the posture. So proper posture, it is important, just like slouching at your desk isn't good for your back. Holding the tongue in an incorrect position could lead to many problems, such as dental problems, including the teeth misalignments and issues with speech and poor breathing. So improper tongue posture can contribute to many other problems, which are sleep apnea, improper swallowing, problem with vision, bad body posture, jaw damage, and negative effect on the nose, the head, the neck, and the shoulders. In contrast, when we practice the proper tongue positioning, we can improve our sleep, we can breathe better, and we can decrease all this neck, jaw, and head pain, and we can even sculpt a more attractive jawline, because the muscles of the tongue are connected with all the muscles in the chin and throat area. And they are, when we practice this proper tongue positioning, they will be where they're supposed to be and they will be properly activated. So, what is this incorrect tongue posture? So when we rest the tongue at the bottom of the mouth or just floating in the middle against the teeth, this is an incorrect posture. In fact, when we constantly press the tongue on the teeth, this causes the teeth to shift and become crooked, create a bad bite, or even result in a chronic teeth grinding. When we rest the tongue on the bottom of the mouth, it leads also to neck pain, jaw pain, and bad posture. And additionally, when we use this bad tongue posture, we can change our appearance very, very fast actually, and cause the chin or the forehead to come forward or to recess. So what is this correct tongue posture? So the tongue, to be in the correct posture, should be fully touching the roof of the mouth. So it should be on the palate when it's resting or in general. So rather than letting it passively at the bottom or in the middle, we should keep the teeth very slightly touching without tension while the tongue is on the roof, but not against the teeth. So the lips here will be closed. Another way to visualize this or to find our ideal tongue position is to smile really, really wide. So when we smile, the teeth are together, but they are not tense. And while smiling, we try to swallow without unclenching the teeth. So we keep the teeth together, and we should feel this suction up where the tongue rises to the roof of the mouth and comes into the proper resting position. So if you want, we can just close our eyes with the spine straight just for one deep breath and bring the tongue on the palate. So it's not only the tip of the tongue that needs to be on the palate. You want to really press the whole tongue, the whole muscle on your roof. And we will use this position today in the practice. So if it's not your case, so if you don't have this proper tongue positioning, like any habit, we cannot expect our tongue posture to change overnight. It's by practicing and practicing and practicing the proper posture and reminding ourselves to consciously rest the tongue in that ideal position. Over time, the muscle memory will shift and will replace all the bad old posture habits with new proper positionment. So let's keep that in mind for a little bit later.
So today we will introduce another very, very important concept. So last time we have covered Jalan Daraband, neck lock, a key element in Kundalini yoga practice, especially breathing and meditation. So we do it by sitting straight, chest is lifted, chin is slightly pulled in, and we lift the base of the skull up, lengthening the back of the neck. Now this is Jalan Daraband. We're talking about Mula Bandh now. The Mula Bandh is a root lock. So if Jalan Daraband is a lock of the neck, Mula Bandh is the lock of the root, very base of our spine. And if we visualize Jalan Daraband as a valve that we need to open to allow the energy to flow into the skull, Mula Bandh is the pump that creates the pressure of this flow, this very powerful energy center. So we will perform this body lock usually at the end of the exercise or a sequence of exercises when we have already gathered a lot of energy in our bodies through the movement, breathing, and all the other methods that we will utilize. We generally finish the exercise on the inhale and perform this Mula Bandh to crystallize the work, leading to expansion of consciousness. So we make Mula Bandh, we perform Mula Bandh by contracting all the muscles of the pelvic floor and the lower belly on the inhale. And we concentrate usually on the third eye or sixth chakra, and while drawing the energy up the spine using this Mula Bandh to push it up. So we have 7 chakras, and the lower 3 chakras, 3 energy centers, have downward moving energy, usually. So by applying Mula Bandh, we revert these downward moving energies and we pull them up to the heart, where they meet the upper energy centers energies that are going up, and by combining they create this powerful flow of energy upward. That's what we're after with Mula Bandh. And this practice of Mula Bandh will start the process of transformation from the gross physical to subtle and more angelic and divine. And by practicing Mula Bandh, we will really tone our pelvic floor and also improve our meditative mind and capabilities.
So now we are all set. We can open the sacred space, keeping in mind the proper posture of the back and also of the tongue. So let's bring the hands together. We rub, we create some heat between the palms. And then we're going to bring the thumbs to the sternum, press slightly there. Keep your Jalandhara bound, the neck lock, and inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale completely. Inhale for the Adi Mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
Now inhale deeply and hold the breath in. Stretch your spine up just for a few moments. And then exhale and rest your hands on your knees. So we'll begin by warming up our spine. The spine is so important for all the energy work, and especially because also it houses our nervous system and it connects to all the other parts of our body, including the face, the chest, and the lower back. So let's come into, we will stay in a cross-leg position for the spinal plexus. Hands on the ankles. We hold there and we inhale. We open the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. We make sure to keep the Jalandhara Bandha. So the neck locked, the chin is locked towards the chest. And close the eyes, focus on your third eye, just in the middle of your eyebrows. Warm up your spine, all its length. The breath in every part of your chest. Each inhale, you open your heart. Each exhale, you open your shoulder blades. Just 30 seconds more. Keep moving at your own pace. The pace is your breath. Now to finish, we come back center. Inhale the spine straight. Hold the breath in. Apply Mula Bandh. Contract pelvic floor up, belly in. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale. Just relax. As usual, Keep your eyes closed for a few more deep breaths before we move to the next exercise. Enjoy the stillness, enjoy the movement of the breath that keeps going all the time. Now for the next warm-up, we will continue warming up the spine, but also warming our legs, so all the body will be prepared. So we're going to come into crocodiles. I invite you to bring your legs forward. So we sit on our sitting bones, the spine stays straight and the legs are straight in front of us. Feet are active, so the toes are facing towards your face. Inhale to strengthen your back, arms up, and exhale, bend forward and go reach for your toes. So we can hold on the big toes with index, middle finger and thumb, or we hold on the ankles, or we can keep the hands on either side of the body. And the work is simply to inhale, lengthening the back, and exhale, bending forward from the hips. The feet and legs stay straight and active, even if we don't hold the toes. Let's go. In mind that you want to breathe fully through your nostrils. Each inhale, the chest is open. And each exhale, round your back, release the tensions. With your eyes closed, go at your own rhythm. Oxygenate every part of your legs and of your back. Keep a steady rhythm. For 30 seconds more, you stay conscious of your breath. Now to end, we inhale the back straight. Hold the breath, chin lock, mole bound, contract. And exhale, relax. Take your time to come out of the posture. Relax your legs. And now let's continue with the next warm-up, which is the chicken wings. So we will sit in rock pose for this posture. So we sit on our heels. If we need, we have a cushion that supports our the posture to have the spine straight. And here we will bring the hands on the shoulders, like for the spinal twist. We create this line between elbow to elbow, and we will inhale, bringing the elbows up, and exhale, come back to the original position. So we flip our wings up and down, inhaling up and exhaling down. Ideally, the wrist will touch behind the head, but if it doesn't, keep going wherever it's available for you today. Make sure that you keep your Jalandhara band. Let's go for the next minute. Find a space here in your shoulder blades, in all this clavicular area too. You might feel also the stretch in your sides, from your hips to your elbows. Last 30 seconds. Work consistently, consciously. Now we finish, we inhale with the elbows high. Stretch your sides as much as you can. And exhale, relax. Relax your arms down. Relax your shoulders, your neck. And just observe the next 2 deep breaths. Now our last warm-up, we will do some neck rolls. And for this, cross your arms on your chest, even touching your shoulders with your fingers or hands. So we roll the neck in a circular motion. Inhaling chest is, when we inhale the chin is up, and when we exhale, the chin is down. Inhale, roll up, and exhale, roll down. Very smooth circles, go at your rhythm and go in every part of your throat and neck. Allow the neck to lengthen and allow your throat to breathe. Now let's change direction, keeping the same breath pattern, inhaling up and exhaling down. Let's do one last turn. And let's meet in the middle, the spine straight, inhale. Hold the breath with your Jalandhara band. And exhale, relax your arms. Now, either you want to sit in, continue in a rock pose or come back in a cross-leg position. So we will now introduce you to the full yogic breathing, or it is called as well the long and deep breathing. So you can explore the next few exercises together either sitting straight in rock pose or cross-legged with the shoulders relaxed and eyes closed, or you can lay down if you really need it. So the breath awareness exercise that we will do will automatically call us to consciously lower the frequency of our breath per minute, which means the number of breath that we will be doing during 1 minute will be decreased. In general, in any activity that we do during the day, walking, working, cooking, this number of breath per minute can go between 16 to 20 breaths per minute. And when we do the breath awareness exercise, we lower it to about 8 to 10 breaths per minute, and even we can go lower as we practice it more and more. And this slowing down of the rhythm of the breath will encourage a lot of benefits, which are, for example, the feeling of being more relaxed, or being relieved from stress, or increasing our mental awareness, or activating all the healing processes of the body. So all this is induced by the slowing down of the breath. So when we increase the inhale and when we increase also the exhale. So the long, deep breathing, or the full yogic breath, uses the full capacity of our lungs, which means we use the 3 chambers of the lungs: the abdominal or lower part, the chest or middle part, and the clavicular or upper part. And we will visualize it today as if we were making a recipe. So first we need to prepare our ingredients. We have 3 ingredients. The first one is called the abdominal breathing or abdominal breath. This is our base on which we're gonna build further to get to the full yogic breath. So to perform the abdominal breath, I suggest you to bring one hand on your belly, just at the soft spot under the ribcage, and release the tensions there. And you make sure to not move your chest or shoulders, so you can have the other hand on your chest, just to be aware of that. Now, for the abdominal breath, we inhale and inflate the belly. So you feel the movement in your lower hand, as if you were inflating a balloon downward inside of you. And on the exhale, the balloon deflates. And this is a perfect example of why it is not recommended to eat or drink before the practice. As we inhale, the diaphragm will move downwards, pushing on the stomach, and if there is anything inside, we will experience some discomfort. So let's close our eyes with the hands on the abdominal area and on the chest. And let's anchor this feeling of abdominal breathing. So we keep the spine straight with Jalandhara Bandha. The sternum is slightly up, shoulders are down, the eyes are closed, and with each inhale we inflate our balloon. Each exhale we deflate the balloon. We should feel a downward expansion for each of the breath. Let's take just one last deep breath, abdominal breath together. Hold the breath in, stretch the spine up, apply the moon bound, contract pelvic floor and belly. And exhale, relax. Now we have the second ingredient that we're going to go over together. So the second ingredient is the chest breathing. So same idea, we will spend few breaths just isolating this part of the breath, of the full yogic breath. So we will keep again one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, and without moving the belly or the shoulders, we try to inhale only fully through the chest. So the ribs should move and allow the space for the lungs. So it expands the thoracic cage. And we exhale completely through the nose, and the thoracic cage contracts or relax. So let's cement this understanding of the chest breathing by repeating the cycle for a few times. Close your eyes and try to isolate only your chest. Make sure you're sitting straight. Breath is just through the nose. One last deep breath in through the chest. Hold the breath in, keep the spine straight. And exhale, relax. Now, the third ingredient of our recipe is the clavicular breath. So we will do again few breath, conscious breath, to isolate this part of our full yogic breath. This one is very subtle and it takes time to master it. But let's practice it. With practice come mastery. So we keep the hands where they are, and we're gonna exhale completely and lift the chest a little bit without inhaling. Then when you're ready to inhale, lift only your clavicles without lifting your shoulders. It's very subtle. On the exhale, simply relax your clavicles and the rest of the body. Let's try again with the eyes closed. With this clavicular breath, we should feel some upward expansion. One last deep breath in through the clavicular area. And on the exhale, relax. Good job. So now we have visited the 3 chambers of our lungs, and we will mix now the ingredients together so we can do the full yogic breath. So we will do it by parts. So first, let's do it together. One hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. The eyes are closed. Inhale, inflate the belly. Exhale, deflate the belly. Next, we're gonna add the chest. So we inhale, inflate the belly and the chest, expand on your sides, and exhale completely. Chest is down and belly in. Now the third part with the clavicles. Inhale. The belly come out, the chest is expanding, the clavicles are coming up. And exhale, clavicles down, chest in, and belly in. Continue for a few deep breaths with your own rhythm, with your own pace. And focus on going to these 3 chambers. The abdominal part, inflating your balloon, chest region, expanding on your sides, and the clavicular area expanding up. And we can go as slow and graceful as we can. The more slow we go, the more benefit we will get. We create a sensation that we are filling our lungs like we are filling a glass of water, from bottom to top. And make sure to exhale completely before you start your next cycle. Keep the spine straight, and with this full yogic breath, we release all tensions from the spine. We will let each segment of our spine release and each area of the body relax with each full cycle of the yogic breath. Expansions allows for space, and the exhalation allows for relaxation. Now let's take the last breath in. Full yogic breath, and hold the breath in while you stretch the spine up. Apply Mudbang, contract your pelvic floor up. And exhale, relax. Release your arms and come back to your normal breath. Good job. Now, if you need to change your sitting postures or release your legs for a moment, you can do so as we're going to proceed to the next breathing technique. So in this second part of our meeting, we will use what we have just learned and go to the next level. So this pranayam technique that we will present you, which is called the aerobic capacity and efficiency, it is used to boost our capacity and efficiency of our lungs. So this inside of our lungs are lined with a special tissue that extract the oxygen from the air, and this pranayam will train this tissue to be way more efficient in its function and to find more nourishment with the same amount of air. So we will combine here what we already know. The three ingredients that we need are the full yogic breath that we just learned, the proper tongue posture that we described earlier, so on the palate, and the spinal flex, which we practiced during the warm-ups. So we sit here in a cross-legged position, we hold onto the knees with the hands, and we press the tongue up, flat on the palate. The teeth are slightly touching, but without tension. Here we make a full yogic breath, and we hold the breath in during the whole exercise. We start making spinal flexes, so we chine the chest forward and round the spine while we are holding the breath. So we stretch the rib cage to the maximum capacity with a smooth and regular pace. And we continue as long as we find it comfortable. When we reach our limit, means that we cannot hold the breath in anymore, we come back straight and then we exhale through the nose. And we come back and we continue with a new cycle. So we inhale, hold the breath in, and we do the spinal flexes. And we remember to keep the tongue plugged on the roof of the palate. It will connect to so many meridians so that the energetic work can be done. So let's get ready. Work with your limits and do not rush. Go at your pace, at your own pace. Let's start. And you will see during your practice that the amount of time that you can continue flexing the spine will increase, indicating that your lungs are working more efficiently now. If you want to observe how you are progressing, you can always observe the number of flexes that you do in one breath. And continue diligently. Make sure to stay focused on your exercise. Focus on your third eye while you're doing your flexes. Few more cycles. and continue diligently. Make sure to stay focused on your exercise. Focus on your third eye while you're doing your reflexes. Just a few more cycles. Last cycle, inhale to finish. Do flexes as much as you can. Just keep your eyes closed. We return to the full yogic breath. Assess that our spine is straight, the posture is straight. For the next few minutes with the full yogic breath, we don't lose the focus. We maintain our concentration on our third eye in the middle of the eyebrows. Last breath in. Hold the breath. Diamond down. Palms are up. Belly in. And exhale. Relax. And make your way in Shavasana for the final relaxation. So I invite you to lay down. And I'm going to guide you a little bit in a visualization while we are relaxing and integrating all the wonderful work that we have done together. So we are in Shavasana for the relaxation, laying on the back, and the legs are slightly spread apart. The arms are slightly spread apart and on the side of the body. Palms are facing up. And we close slightly the chin so that we can keep the spine straight on the ground. Just close the eyes and continue to be aware of your breath. Keep observing your breath as it comes in and as it goes out. And we'll visualize our breath as a wave that rides on a great ocean of energy. On each inhale, this wave of energy comes up, and each exhale comes down. And the breath is this wave on this great ocean of energy of which we are all part. And observe how you are part of this movement and how you are part of your own breath and how through your breath you are moving the energy inside. Sense your breath as a quality of the motion. Feel how it moves in different parts of your body as you breathe in, as you're breathing in a steady and meditative rhythm. Continue to breathe fully through your nose, feeling the motion and life energy of the breath. As you inhale, visualize your body as luminous, and the light increases in brightness with each inhale. And on each exhale, you welcome the relaxation, the state of relaxation. Continue to breathe deeply in Shavasana for the next few minutes, visualizing the light coming in on the inhale and coming out on the exhale. Welcome the state of relaxation. Now let's bring our awareness back to the body. Take a deep inhale and fully exhale. Now begin to wake up your fingers, your toes. Take your time to bring your legs together, arms above your head, and deep inhale to stretch in one line. And exhale, relax your arms down. We'll do the cat stretch on both sides. You can begin with the left knee in to the chest. On the exhale, twist to your right side and look in the opposite direction. So you want to look at your left fingers. Just stay there with full yogic breath. Bring the prana to your spine, to your organs. Next, inhale back center. Exhale, release your leg. And let's go in the other direction. So the right knee come in, hold with your left hand this time. And exhale while you twist to your left side with your knee and look towards the right direction. Few conscious breath. Inhale to come back center. Exhale, relax. Now bring the palms of your hands together, the palms of your feet together, rub, create some heat, wake up your extremities, and then hug your knees and roll on your back. Forward and back, massage the spine, continue to breathe deeply and consciously. And then roll until you sit in a cross-legged position to close the practice. Well done, everyone, and thank you for your patience today. Today we have increased our aerobic capacity and vitality, and with the regular practice of these techniques, it will make our lives richer and more positive, providing a reserve capacity to face the challenges. You can choose to practice them until we meet again, and you will welcome the numerous benefits that we have discussed today. Remember to drink plenty of water after you practice, so we can flush all these toxins that we have moved around and to ground ourselves. It is time to close with 3 long Satnams. Let's rub the hands, adjust the spine, close the chin slightly, Chalandarabam, and inhale to chant. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. Thank you for your practice, thank you for your effort, and thank you for your trust. Satnam.